You know, for Sung Jinwoo, survival was just the start. Now, with every single level he gains, the world is really starting to take notice. And believe me, the consequences are getting bigger and bigger. Today, we're going to break down how all these new threats, some totally unexpected alliances, and a deeply personal quest are forcing him to face the true price of all that power.
All right, so here's our game plan. First up, we'll get into the unwanted attention Jin was attracting, and it's not just from the good guys. Then, we'll unpack this wild partnership that comes with a multi-billion won price tag. After that, we'll see how a frankly impossible S-rank challenge just completely flips his goals on their head. And finally, we'll see how all of this forges a brand new, laser-focused purpose for our guy. So let's kick things off with the fallout from Jinwoo's last raid. I mean, surviving against all odds sounds amazing, right? Well, there's a huge catch. It makes people start asking questions. And some of those people are really, really dangerous. Yikes. So this right here, this is from Hwang Dong-soo, an incredibly powerful S-rank hunter who's based in the US. And his older brother was Hwang Dong-suk, the C-rank hunter who led that group that tried to kill Jinwoo. So now, this super influential, super dangerous guy is 100% convinced his brother's death was anything but an accident. And it's not just angry relatives digging around. The Hunters Association is looking at the raid report and seeing a massive flashing red flag. Think about it. A whole party of seasoned C ranks gets totally wiped out, but the two weakest members, a D rank and the guy known as the world's weakest hunter, not only walk away, but they somehow took down the boss? Yeah, that math just isn't mathing. So now the association is starting to connect the dots. They realize, hey, wait a minute, this isn't the first time Sung Jinwoo has been the only one to walk out of a total bloodbath. He's the one common link between this bizarre raid and that infamous double dungeon incident. A pattern of impossible survival is starting to form, and Jinwoo is right smack in the middle of it. While the whole world is pointing fingers at him, Jinwoo's got his own questions. He's thinking back on how easily he killed those hunters who betrayed him, without even hesitating. Sure, it was self-defense, but these were people, not some magic beasts. He's genuinely starting to wonder if the system is changing more than just his power level. Is it changing who he is at his core? Okay, so all this heat on him leads to something totally out of left field. The other survivor from that raid, this kid Yoo Jinho, he comes to Jinwoo with an offer that, on the surface, just sounds way too good to be true. Jinho, who, get this, turns out to be the rich son of the CEO of Eugene Construction, offers Jinwoo a mind-blowing 30 billion won. We're talking about the value of an entire skyscraper here. It's a staggering amount of cash, but of course it comes with a very specific and kind of weird condition. So here's the deal Jinho's cooked up. He needs to clear 19 more C-rank dungeons to get his guildmaster license. See, his dad is starting a new guild, and Jinho is desperate to prove that he, an awakened hunter, is a way better pick to run it than his older brother, who isn't even awakened. And he wants Jinwoo to basically be his one-man wrecking crew for all 19 of those raids. You gotta give it to Jinho, his logic is pretty sharp. He figures that clearing 19 dungeons with a tiny, low-rank team led by a supposed E-ranker looks way more impressive and is a whole lot cheaper than trying to buy an established S-rank hunter. But for Jinwoo, the calculation is completely different. For a guy who can level up forever, 30 billion won is honestly starting to look like chump change. Is that money really worth the massive risk of everyone finding out his secret? Now, while Jinwoo is chewing on this multi-billion won offer, the system throws a total curveball at him. It gives him a whole different kind of motivation, one that you just can't put a price tag on. By pushing himself harder than ever, he unlocks something completely new. Jinwoo's obsessed with getting stronger, so one day he decides to just go for it and double the requirements of his daily quest. And the system, well, it doesn't just give him a few extra stat points. It rewards this insane effort with something way, way more valuable, a key to a hidden S-rank dungeon called the Demon's Castle. And what's waiting at the end of this quest? Oh man, this changes everything. The prize for clearing the Demon's Castle is the Elixir of Life, a mythical item that can supposedly cure any illness. For Jinwoo, whose mom is trapped in a coma from that magical disease, eternal slumber, this is priceless. All of a sudden, 30 billion won means absolutely nothing. This is the only quest that matters now. He uses the key right away, but the reality of an S-rank dungeon hits him like a freight train. The very first thing he sees is the gatekeeper, a giant three-headed dog called Cerberus. It lands a single attack, just one, and bam, half of Jinwoo's health bar is just gone. That one attack makes the terrifying power gap crystal clear. Jinwoo realizes this isn't just a slightly harder dungeon. This is a threat on the same level as the Jeju Island disaster, a catastrophe that even Korea's best S-rank hunters couldn't handle. He is completely, totally outmatched. But this is where Jinwoo's real strength comes out to play. It's not just about his stats, it's about his brain. He uses every single tool the system has given him, a teleport stone to get out if he needs to, the store for health potions mid-fight, and his player status, which keeps him from getting one-shot killed. He watches the enemy's patterns, waits out its rage mode. He doesn't just fight hard, he fights smart. After one of the most brutal fights of his entire life, Jinwoo comes out the other side not just with a win, but with a clarity of purpose that he has never had before. That single battle basically forged his entire future. So he actually manages to beat Cerberus, and he gets a key to enter the demon's castle proper. But he knows just how close he came to dying. He gets that this was just the welcome committee. With this newfound understanding of his own limits, he makes the smart call. He retreats for now. And right there, that's his new vow. His goal isn't just some vague idea of getting stronger anymore. It's now one single concrete mission: become powerful enough to come back to this dungeon, conquer it, and get the Elixir of Life to save his mother. From this point on, every raid, every level up, it all serves this one purpose. Which leaves us with this final thought. Jinwoo's journey isn't really about fighting for his own life anymore. It's about fighting for someone else's. And with a goal this personal and a challenge this impossibly high, his quest to level up has turned into something else entirely. It's become a hunt for a miracle.